Rugby League on Sky Sports in association with Stan James, the sports bookmaker, whatever your sport.
Just move on up and keep on wishing. Remember your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing. Just move on up. Move on up. But move on up. Watch out, but just move on up.
It's the biggest day of the year for the clubs outside the Super League. The National League's hosting their grand finals. Later on, Hull Kingston Rovers and Widnes battle for a place in the Promised Land. You'll have to channel hop to Sky Sports 1 for that from 6. First up, here on Sky Sports Extra, the Eagles of Sheffield and the Lions of Swinton take aim on a place in National League 1 next year. And welcome to Warrington's Halliwell Jones Stadium. When come 6 o'clock tonight, when the Robins of Hull Kingston and the Vikings of Widnes trot out on this field, this place should be bursting at the seams. They've sold every place that's available, and what's more, it should be getting pretty close to almost full over the next couple of hours, because it's Sheffield Eagles and Swinton who battle it out for a place in National League 1. Steve-O is here with me. We're delighted to be joined by these two magnificent trophies. This is the bowl that the First Division winners will take with them to Super League. This is the trophy that is available right now to Sheffield Eagles and Swinton. And as well as the cups, we're also happy to have Andy Kelly with us, who is the head coach of the champion club from National League 2, the Dewsbury Rams, already promoted. They're going up. Andy, who do you think's going up with you?
It's a great opening question, Eddie, and one that at this stage I can't answer. Maybe, you know, that on completion of the 80 minutes I'll feel confident about giving you an answer, because we will know. Two very good sides. Sheffield have chased Dewsbury all the way this season. Gary Wilkinson, good squad. On paper, they look the strongest. But Paul Kidd, what a great job he's done with Swinton, and they've changed the side during the course of the season, and a late charge with some great wins. So it is in abeyance. We'll have to wait and see. I can't predict it.
So a very tough one to call this, but Steve-O, two sides coming into this grand final on the back of some fantastic form. Sheffield, they have won the last 12. Swinton, to get here, have won the last 5, including a dramatic golden point victory against the Celtic Crusaders only 7 days ago.
It's not going to be easy for the Swinton side, but, you know, in a final like this, Sheffield have had a fortnight. Sometimes it's a luxury, other times it can be a hindrance. But Swinton had to play 102 minutes last week, and I just wonder whether it may just take away the edge from their spark on this game today. Martin Moana has got to be the key man. He's not the fastest man that you'll ever see playing at the standoff position, but he really does push this side around. If he can click, and if Sheffield allow him to take control, then Swinton are in with an absolutely wonderful chance of creating an upset here. And it will be an upset. They've lost twice already to Sheffield, but not many points between them. And Swinton will be confident. They've got the roll on, but you'd have to say that the Sheffield side would be odds-on favourites.
Well, I just wonder how the two coaches here today, and indeed you yourself, Andy Kelly, view the fact that none of the 3 teams promoted from the National League 2 in the past 3 years, Keighley, Barrow and York, have managed to survive the following year. Because we talk about the step between National League 1 and Super League. From National League 2 to National League 1, it's massive, isn't it? It
is massive, and thus far, the teams have fallen foul of actually surviving the following season. But I think that's a lesson to the coaches going up this time. More so, ourselves at Dewsbury. Because we got automatic promotion, we've been able to look at the players we want to bring in a little bit sooner than the winners of today's game, and we think that we're already on the road to recruiting the right kind of people to hold us up there. And I think the other one is just to set your sights a little bit higher than avoiding relegation and look at the competitive area that Batley have got themselves into this year and maybe focus on that rather than avoiding the drop.
Having a look at the two coaches here, this is the Sheffield coach, Gary Wilkinson. We just got a glimpse of Paul Kidd just before that. You know, this is a repeat, Steve-O, of the divisional Premiership final at Old Trafford, 1989, and Sheffield won easily that day. And, of course, the history of Sheffield since, it includes a trip to Wembley to beat Wigan in the 1998 Challenge Cup final. So I suppose in many ways tradition is on Sheffield Eagles' side. But it is tradition. It's a long, long time ago, all of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. But they've been there and about, and they know what it's all about in regards to attending a final. It's not the same for Swinton, of course. It's 19 years since they've enjoyed the fact of lifting silverware. But they are on the roll, and they'll be like that. And I'm sure that, you know, that Coach Wilkinson for Sheffield will realise that he'll have to keep them on their toes. As I said before, having that fortnight's rest could just see them a little bit jaded in the opening 10-15 minutes. And I honestly feel, and isn't that a great moment, the two coaches shaking hands there, but I think that Paul Kidd will probably say to his players, let's throw everything at Sheffield in the opening 10-15, because, as I say, they could be a little bit off the boil, Sheffield, with having that rest. And if Swinton can get maybe 2 tries very early in the piece, it could just create a little bit of panic in the Sheffield outfit.
There is one man out there for the Sheffield Eagles, Wasile Sovatabua, who is the last link with the 1998 Wembley winning side. There he is, and he was out there at Wembley that day when Sheffield Eagles under John Keir turned the history books, turned the form books upside down and beat the mighty Wigan Warriors. OK, about time I think that we heard from the two men in charge. Gary Wilkinson of the Sheffield Eagles in a moment. First up, it's Paul Kidd of the Swinton Lions.
You had to work your socks off to get here, that really gruelling game last weekend. Is that going to take it out of you?
I would have said if it was any other game other than a final, then possibly, yeah. But, you know, you look at the logistics. If this was the 4th game into a season, nobody would be talking about us being fatigued. They'd be talking about what a great start to the season we've made. So it's not a lot of difference, but whether it be the first 4 or the last 4 games, this is a final. The momentum will be there, and we're carrying a lot of confidence with it.
And I suppose that's the crucial thing, isn't it? Carrying on the momentum that you built up for that win.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people suggested after the Featherstone away victory that, you know, Celtic would have been a week too far. Over and above 102 minutes we played at Celtic, so, you know, it's only going to be 80 hopefully today. I don't think we can handle another 102. But, you know, 80 is nothing compared to 102 psychologically.
Sheffield have beaten you twice this season. What's going to make the difference this time?
Sheffield have beaten us twice, but narrowly. There wasn't a lot between us. Now, we know we've got a massive point to prove today, and we're certainly going out to prove it. When we played Sheffield away in the league, we bombed 3 chances early on in the first half. It could quite easily have been a different story. So, you know, we've carried a lot of confidence from that, because we said at the time that another day, and those no tries may have been tries. So hopefully today they'll stick.
Gary, how are the nerves?
Well, they're fine at the moment, Bill. We've qualified a fortnight ago, so we're just chomping at the bit, can't wait.
Of course, they had a gruelling game to qualify. As you say, you've had your feet up. Who's going to benefit?
No, I think obviously that's going to take it out of them. Obviously, we've got a game plan to try and capitalise on just that, you know, try and fatigue them, and hopefully we'll get the result. It's important that we're patient today, and if we are, I'm pretty confident that we'll get the result.
But do you exploit that tiredness by really getting into them early on, making them work early on?
That's right, working early on, being patient and making sure we've got a good kick chase and play behind that kick chase, and that's what we're looking for, really.
And you've beaten them twice already this season, so it's in your favour.
It is in our favour at this moment in time, but the fact that we finished 9 points clear of them in the league as well, it counts for nothing today. It's all about the 80 minutes in front of us, so, you know, we're not complacent. We're looking forward to a great occasion.
Nearly time for the match itself to start. The Swinton Lions fans, many of these fans, by the way, walked from the site of the proposed new stadium at Agecroft, which is only a couple of miles from the old Station Road ground, the famous Station Road ground at Swinton. They walked from Agecroft to Warrington today in aid of the Mike Gregory Fund. And of course, Mike Gregory himself is a former Swinton coach. But there's no real time for sentiment here for the Sheffield Eagles supporters. They want to take a step back towards the glory days that they once enjoyed. And, well, Hull Kingston Rovers and Widnes will follow on Sky Sports 1 from 6 o'clock. But right now on Sky Sky Sports Extra. We take a break, and when we come back with a bang. It's Sheffield against Swinton, and traditionally this is one of the best games of any year. Sheffield Eagles take on the Swinton Lions for a place in the National League 1 of Rugby League next year. This is the LHF Health Plan National League 2 Grand Final. We're live with you at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium here in Warrington. Sheffield Eagles, 1998, they won the Challenge Cup. It must seem like a long, long time since that glorious day for the club right now. Leading point scorers in National League 2 this year, averaging 37 points a game. Swinton here, they've averaged 29 points a game. This is Swinton's first major final since they left Station Road in 1991. Let's take a check on the way the two sides line up. The Sheffield Eagles have got Woodcock at full-back, then it's Warrensey, Ford, Walker and Hurst, Lindsay and Brown. The forwards, Howison, Pickering, Stringer, Hay, Holstock and Andy Smith is the captain and loose forward, wearing 13. And on the bench it's Coucher, Osler, Dickinson and Sovatabua. The coach is Gary Wilkinson. Now the Swinton Lions, English at full-back, Saywell, Woods, Olstead and Billy. Moana is the captain, and Chris Huff, the man who dropped the goal in Golden Point time last week to get them here, is the scrum half. Up front it's Johnson, Wood and Newton, Smith, Ian Sinfield, the brother of Kevin Sinfield, the Leeds Rhino skipper, and Lee Marsh is the loose forward. And the bench occupied by McGovern, Morley, Abu Shakra and Parry, and the coach is Paul Kidd. So out they come, Sheffield Eagles in red, the Swinton Lions in their traditional blue. They're 80 minutes away, or maybe more if it goes to extra time and Golden Point again. 80 minutes and counting to a place in National League 1 next year. Great atmosphere, there always is for this match. As I say, it's a triple header here. The festivities began at 1:30 this afternoon, continues right the way through until about 8 o'clock, when we will leave you over on Sky Sports 1 for the shootout for the Super League Grand Final. And over the years, this game has been the best game of the day. Peter Taverner's already the match referee, so let us go to our commentary team. Phil Clark is alongside Andy Kelly. The first voice you'll hear is that of Ben Pro.
Thanks, Eddie. After 22 rounds in a playoff series, it's Sheffield and Swinton who aim to join champions Dewsbury in National League 1 next season, and both are in excellent form. Gary Wilkinson's Eagles last lost a match almost 4 months ago, but Paul Kidd's Lions have their own momentum after wins at Barrow, Featherstone, Celtic Crusaders, with last Sunday's memorable Golden Point sealing a grand final place. Paul Kidd takes his seat. What a job he has done for the Swinton Lions this season. And it will be Sheffield Eagles in the shape of Brendan Lindsay who will get this match underway. So much at stake. Lindsay then to kick off. Swinton will have first possession, and it's Chris Huff, the hero of the hour really from last week with that memorable drop goal, has the first possession for the Lions. Here's Moana. Now it's Ian Sinfield. Good tackle there coming in from Brown. This is Bruce Johnson now, and Johnson gets through the first tackle. Quick play the ball they want, and they get. It's Phil Wood who scampers away to that short side, to the left-hand side. Promising start this from Swinton Lions. Ian Sinfield waits. This is Chris Huff. Now it's Dave Newton, just short of the halfway line.
One of the keys for Swinton today is if they can get a quick play of the ball, they have the perfect player to benefit from it. Keep your eye on the blue number 9, Phil Wood. One of the most dangerous attacking hookers rugby league in this country. And with a quick play of the ball, he likes to get out of there and look for some option runners. And when he does, the Swinton attack must push up with him.
I think one of the other things that Swinton have got to look for, and we've seen it in that first set of 6, Sheffield play a real compressed defence. They need to tie the middle and try and get to the edge.
Stringer will play the ball. It's Pickering. And now Jack Howison. Good tackle though coming in from Lee Marsh. There is the Sheffield coach Gary Wilkinson. This now is Dale Holdstock over halfway for the Eagles. Pickering. Back for Gavin Brown, the organiser really in this Sheffield Eagles side. It's a good kick as well, but it's Wayne English who scoops it up and launches another attack here for Swinton.
Well, the coach, Gary Wilkinson, intimated before the match that Sheffield had a plan to try and strike at this Swinton side early on. Kicking on the third tackle is rather unusual in rugby league, but it's a policy that Sheffield believe will prove successful eventually in this match.
Particularly given that Sheffield, of course, had that week off, having beaten Celtic Crusaders to get here, and maybe fatigue will be a factor later on in this game.
You know that if that is the case, Swinton are still clearing the line pretty well, aren't they? They're getting up over that 20-metre line, which is a psychological lift.
Yeah, Swinton have got to come up with the energy, because if Sheffield are going to kick early, then it is to turn them round and make the big forwards work and tire, and Swinton have got to come back with their own sets. Great kick from Chris Oath, and that's the right reply.
Well, it sends Sheffield back here in Greg Hurst it is who has to return this. It's a good deep kick, and now Johnny Woodcock is shot. That's great work from Swinton in the shape of Martin Moana.
Yeah, really testing the middle chase. Very often in rugby league, the guys who are closest to the ball will chase with enthusiasm, but the ones a little bit away from it sometimes don't have that match. Swinton showed that they had to move up in the middle as well, and Sheffield asked a big question.
Sideways run there from Warrington.
I think both sides also have the advantage of two of the best ball return fullbacks in the division in Wayne English and Woodcock.
Was a 40-20 attempt, the referee suggested, but it got his trajectory all wrong, and it's Wayne English to return the ball now for the Lions. This is Huff, and now Marlon Billy drifting in field. Almost get to the halfway line, stopped though by Jack Howison. Pickering in there as well. This is Moan, it's a looping pass, Marsh, it's on from Marsh. Darren Woods continues, and this is Andy Saywell, but the referee, Peter Taberner, pulls the play back, much to Paul Kidd's disappointment.
Well, it was a big call. Great play by Swinton, as Andy Kelly had pointed out. They were trying to expose the compressed defence. A tap on there by Marsh. The referee thinks that went forward. Marsh knows he can't take it in. Just forward. Very close call, but Swinton did remarkably well with Saywell to finish off.
Darren Woods' pass. Well, the effort was to be applauded, the execution not quite so good. Sheffield scrum then. Gavin Brown to feed. This now is James Ford, and Ford almost to halfway. It's Sinfield who stops him. Lindsay. It's the ball away for Andy Smith, the captain. Good tackle on that occasion from Bruce Johnson. This is Howison now.
Fast carries and powerful ones from Howison.
Well, both Howison and Mitchell Stringer will be used to lay the line for Sheffield. They're both very good offload as well in the open field, so Sheffield will feed off that with some second phase football.
No way through there for Brendan Lindsay. This now is Mitch Stringer. Impressive in that defeat of Celtic Crusaders to get the Eagles to this position. This is Pickering, and it's Pickering's kick towards the Sheffield right-hand side. And Marlon Billy, well, he was the coolest customer there, because he just allowed that ball to go out of play. Real pressure from the Eagles there.
Playing on the wing can be very difficult at times when you're in your own half. You have to make an immediate risk assessment. You thought, do I take this ball and try and stay in field, or do I gamble and think it's going to bounce over the line? He took the gamble, and it paid off on this occasion.
And Greg Hurst was pressuring him all the way, but Marlon Billy equal to it. He's in possession again now.
Powerful runner, shakes the hips, a little bit evasive, and when he gets in space, can be dangerous.
Couldn't get through Smith's tackle though. And this Andy Hay with another good hit there for Sheffield, that time on Darren Woods. Current National League 2 Player of the Month, Darren Woods. Good play from Marsh. Now it's Phil Wood, and he gets the ball away quickly to Moana. Couple of tacklers there on Moana, but again they get the quick play of the ball. It's with Wood, and Huff under real pressure there from Holstock, gets the kick away, but goes out on the full.
Yeah, it was great kick pressure from Dale Holstock, and that is the first real error we've seen from Swinton, and Sheffield will now feel they're in the ascendancy and getting some territory to work from.
Hero to villain, really. His contribution last week so vital, and makes the first mistake this afternoon. Sheffield with a great chance now to put some points on the board. Gavin Brown. This is Woodcock. It's trapped by Sinfield. Brown again. Good run that time from Howison. Pickering. Stringer on his outside, but Pickering goes himself. It's a good run. Stopped by opposite number Wood. Dave Newton in there as well for Swinton. To the right-hand side with Gavin Brown. This is Holdstock. And Holdstock can't get through the tackle of Wood. That was an important tackle as well. Pickering. And it's Brown with a kick into the in-goal area. Oh, just shuffled dead. It was Wayne English who got there just in time. And Sheffield really threatened there, Phil.
You know, their kicking game is very dangerous. They use it so often in attack, and in fact scored 3 tries in the game to put them in this grand final from kicks of a similar nature. Again, English up to the job, has to be wide awake for everything here today, because Sheffield will kick from unusual circumstances.
Swinton's longest serving player, Wayne English. 167 appearances for the club. It's a good dropout that reaches Holdstock over the halfway line. And Holdstock just charges back at that Swinton Lions defence again. Good tackle. This now, though, is Howison. And Howison trying to take Phil Wood back. Pickering waits. Delays the pass. And it's Stringer who almost got the ball away then. Another great position this for Sheffield Eagles. Stringer plays the ball, Pickering, now it's Gavin Brown, and Brown tries to throw a dummy go himself there. That was an important tackle from Chris Huff. Quick play the ball though for the Eagles, and they could be over here. So close there. It was Jimmy Walker. The kick though comes in, and again Swinton see off the danger. This time it's Darren Woods, and Woods trying to get out of his in-goal area. It's going to be 6 more for the Eagles, and they're really starting to turn the screw.
Well, the referee has in fact penalised for a high tackle here on the in-goal area on Darren Woods. I don't know whether it's Pickering or it's picked out one of the Sheffield players there. You see immediately signals high shot, high tackle, and when an incident like that occurs in the in-goal area, the penalty is awarded on the 10-metre line.
I think it was the first one from Walker.
And what a lot of relief for Swinton getting that penalty. What you've seen, one of the features of Sheffield's game so far, they're repeatedly picking on Huff, the number 7 for Swinton, and the little kicks in behind Marlon Billy. They obviously think there's an area to chase there.
Bruce Johnson plays the ball. This now is Phil Wood working the short side again. Dave Olstead is there over halfway for the Lions. Wood again. Back for Chris Huff. They're giving the ball some air for Moana. Moana's pass to Smith, but he's all wrapped up. Good defence there from Lindsay.
The Lions have had some success in the last couple of weeks with that 3 passes wide to this right flank. Lee Marsh, Darren Woods, Andy Sewell all had some success with shifting the ball wide. It's what's made Swinton dangerous come these playoffs.
Talking of danger men, though, that's Johnny Woodcock, and he really is one of the danger men in this Sheffield side. Was very well watched on that occasion. This now Greg Hurst. Hurst, good tackle coming in there from Newton, and now it's Rob Warrington who has his first chance to run at this Swinton defence. Good tackle from Simfield. Oh, Pickering, well, he has the ball eventually, but Sheffield have knocked on, and now it's Swinton's turn to have an attack.
Well, basically trying to force a mistake from your opponent. Swinton done the hard work. Good defensive line speed now. Scrum just 40 metres from Sheffield's line. Haven't really had a chance to show us what they can do. Maybe from this scrum, Moana, Sewell and Woods to the right.
Swinton in possession. Talking of grand finals, one at the top of your screen there, St Helens and Hull, the big one at Old Trafford. You'll see it on Sky Sports 1, October the 14th at 5:30. Swinton in possession with Sewell. This now is Wayne English. English, it's a good tackle though coming in from Smith, the Sheffield captain. First chance for Swinton to show what they have in the attacking locker. Here is Moana, and then Huff going wide with Marsh, and Marsh's pass on the bounce will find Marlon Billy. Billy trying to get through the tackle there, but it's a good tackle as well from Hurst. This is Lee Marsh now. Last tackle for Swinton Lions. Phil Wood has it. Comes back for Moana. Kick from Moana. It's Newton who is chasing, but very, very brave play there from Woodcock. And he manages to snuff out the danger there for Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, it was very, very brave full-back play by Woodcock, and Swinton put together a nice attack. They tested Sheffield's left edge, had a look at the right. It was a poor execution by Lee Marsh, and they came back to the kick, and they still have Sheffield in their own 20.
Warrington trying to do something about that, and now it's James Ford, but the Swinton Lions all offside. Surrender a little bit of the initiative there to Sheffield, having done so much hard work.
Well, you see, you're just going to be back online with the referee. A metre in front, he did call him a 1, Dave Newton. It's fast tempo start to the game.
It's such an expensive penalty, Phil, isn't it?
Well, it is, isn't it? Swinton have just got to hope that they can survive. If you want to win a grand final or a cup final or whatever high pressurised game you're playing, at times you have to be able to defend your own line and keep the opposition out. Here's another test for Swinton.
Lindsay gives it to Brown, and Brown finds Holstock. Good tackle coming in from Wood. Brown. Now it's Lindsay. On Lindsay's pass to Stringer, goes forward. Pickering trying to pick up the pieces, but Stringer's knock on.
It's just the final pass at the moment, Andy.
Yeah, it is. I think, again, Sheffield feel that they've got to work Swinton continually, and pushing that extra ball isn't going to achieve that. They've just got to get to the play of the ball and make the Swinton forwards have to tackle. They won't do it if they're going to squander possession.
Do you think there's any hangover from not having played last weekend for Sheffield?
I think some of the timing does go, and there are advantages in terms of your recovery physically, but certainly your game timing goes very, very quickly.
Chris Huff plays gives it away to Sinfield, and Sinfield's a big hit there. It's Jimmy Walker upstairs and Smith downstairs. He would have felt that there. Here is Marlon Billy now trying to escape one. And again, there's 3 men in the tackle for Sheffield. They know that Swinton will be the tireder of the two teams. And Saywell is dumped there by Andy Hay. Wood. This is Lee Marsh. Goes the other way to find Huff. Huff can't get through Holstock's tackle though, and Brown completes that tackle. Here is Marsh. Kick on the last tackle.
Well, it's a brilliant kick, isn't it, the distance? Woodcock completely misjudged. It was 20 metres farther downfield than where that kick actually landed, and it's left Greg Hurst with the job of returning it back. He does that with some interest.
Hurst pushes those Swinton defenders back. Lee Marsh, well, that's no easy feat. Here is it's Warrington for Sheffield, and now Ford. James Ford, a little run there. That was a scything run, typical of the centre. Pickering for Brown. Again, though, Wood, he seems to be tackling everything at the moment, the Swinton number 9. Here's Pickering, throws off Phil Wood and goes himself now. Pickering, great pass as well. This is Rob Warrington, and Warrington, well, he's taking the ball on here. Rob Warrington gets the pass away as well, and James Ford is going to go in for Sheffield Eagles, but he's lost the ball.
He's not just lost the ball. Wayne English has probably come up with an absolutely sensational piece of fullback play and forced the ball out of James Ford's hands.
Sensational play there from Wayne English. It looked for all the world that James Ford was going to go in uncontested here, but he's handed it on to the video referee.
Superb play. That is defending at its best, isn't it?
Superb. You cannot sometimes account for a fullback who's thinking on his feet. We saw it on Friday night. We've seen it again today. Wayne English, a try saver.
You need 2 things to do that. You need to be quick and you need to be smart. His speed got him into the position, and then the quick thinking, perhaps with Ford having the ball in the right hand, meant that he could actually get to that side of his body.
Yeah, he's just actually put himself in a great position. James Ford, though, already gesturing to signify the try.
Well, James Ford denied that try thanks to the efforts of that man Wayne English. Okay, let's go. See it again here. Well, absolutely superb contribution there from Wayne English, and Gary Wilkinson can't believe that.
Well, he knows that you have to take chances again in big games. It's one of the crucial things. When Swinton last played early in the season against Sheffield, it was the Swinton side who missed their chances when needed to score. Sheffield won't want to start like that. 15 minutes, and I think a really good opening from both sides. Sheffield perhaps the more disciplined until that early mistake.
Yeah, I think Swinton have acquitted themselves quite well, and I think it's the next 5 minutes where we may see how much it's taken out of the forwards, and any fatigue will come to the fore.
Level pegging in terms of possession. This is Newton now, though, for Swinton, over the halfway line. It's Phil Wood and Chris Huff's kick.
Well, that's a perfect kick, isn't it, from Swinton? They've got from one end of the field where they should be actually still waiting for the conversion to perhaps go 6-0 behind, and they've turned it around and put Sheffield back in their own corner and said, you come out of here now. We've had a breather and we're going to make you work.
It's also given the Swinton forwards a chance just to stroll to the scrum and take a breath, which is great tactics.
Of course, Swinton will want Sheffield to do as much work as they can. Sheffield, though, trying to get away from that danger area in the shape of Jimmy Walker. Pickering. It's a good run as well, this. Coming in. It's Martin Osler and Andy Hay now for the Eagles.
Very fast play the balls from Sheffield in this set. They're completely on the front foot. Swinton need to hang on here, get some good technique in here, see if they can control the ruck. Marsh does that with a good tackle, assisted by Smith in the second row.
Howison felt that tackle. This is Lindsay. Another kick testing Andy Saywell. Saywell picks up possession. Sideways run, but there's a posse of Sheffield Eagles defenders waiting, and Pickering and Brown complete the tackle. English.
Well, there you see Sheffield, they've made one of their first substitutions. Whilst Savatabor involved in that tackle, number 17. They bring him on to make an impact in the forwards these days. He used to play the outside backs in his younger days, but now he gets heavily involved in the middle of the action. And as you can see from his size, provides a real physical presence.
This is Wood. Away this time for Bruce Johnson. Wood finds Parry.
I think Parry's one of the highest work rates of the Swinton squad. He really does get involved and continuously takes the ball forward. What is the Swinton's chase like, though? How much energy left now as we approach the end of this first quarter? Good kick from Marsh. Can they get down there to hold Warrington?
The chase on this occasion did look a little bit laboured, and it's allowed Warrington to start pushing the ball back into the Swinton line again. So they're going to have to regroup a little bit and find some energy, and the kicking game will be key to those areas.
Johnson with a good tackle. Don't forget the Rugby League Tri-Nations kicks off next Saturday. Live only on Sky Sports. New Zealand against Australia, Saturday morning, 7:30, Sky Sports 3. And Australia against New Zealand, Saturday, October the 21st, 10:30 on Sky Sports 3. And Britain's campaign begins against New Zealand. You can see that one on Sky Sports 3 from 7:30 in the morning, Saturday, October the 28th. Sheffield on the last tackle in possession. Pickering. Trying to launch the ball over the head of Wayne English, and it splits Andy Saywell and Wayne English there. It's Saywell, the winger, who will bring it back, but Andy Hay immediately there to put pressure on this Swinton line. English. So dangerous if he can get around the cover. Explosive speed. Wood. This time for Marlon Billy. Good tackle this time from Howison. Now it's Ian Parry. Pickering completes the tackle though. Good work from Martin Osler over the top. Wood for Sinfield. Looking to release Billy on that occasion, but took the tackle himself in the end.
Again, just the first signs maybe Sheffield taking control. Although what a fantastic kick, I say that. Without the kicking ability of Chris Huff, they perhaps would be under pressure. But again, the middle chase, not where the ball goes downfield. The other side of the field is where Swinton need to send that message on. We have to chase and cover the whole width of this pitch.
What they'll find if they don't do that, then James Ford and Warrington, two very exciting outside backs, will cut the field up, and it's a hell of a chase to try and stop those guys scoring.
Still scoreless though, 19.5 minutes gone. Andy Hay for Sheffield Eagles, just short of the halfway line. Good tackle coming in from Moana and Marsh. This now is Pickering. Pickering's ball for Howison, quickly on really to Martin Osler. Quick play the ball as well. This is where Sheffield are dangerous. This is Lindsay, and Lindsay finds Savatabur. Savatabur's kick, looking for Walker. Just too strong. Wayne English again called upon there, and Paul Kidd will be concerned that without Wayne English, well, Swinton could be in real difficulty here.
I thought what was impressive from Sheffield, Brendan Lindsay, the number 6 in standoff, perhaps the key playmaker. When he saw that quick play of the ball, he injected himself into the action, demanded possession, and he sensed the chance that Swinton could score. Perhaps the kick from Savataboa, not the best option, but they've got a perfect 6 tackles here now, 10 metres from Swinton's line.
Sheffield have the scrum. This will really test Paul Kidd's side. And immediately out to James Ford. And Ford will find Rob Warrington. And Warrington will score the first try of the grand final for Sheffield Eagles. But the referee again, Peter Taverner, will hand it on to Jerry Kershaw.
Well, it was a very effective piece of play from the scrum. They've just moved it wide of Swinton's outside defence. And Warrington far too quick not to go in at that point. What the referee's looking for at this stage, I'm not very sure, but I didn't see a lot that would rule the play out.
Well, surely the try will be confirmed here. It is awarded, and Rob Warrington puts Sheffield ahead. Tries in each of his last 3 league games against Keighley, Blackpool and Hunslet. He missed that playoff defeat of the Celtic Crusaders, but what an important try to put Sheffield in the lead.
Well, Wayne English didn't have much option when he took that possession, perhaps back in infield, but there isn't a better sight in rugby league than to see a try from a scrum. We saw Hull score 1 on Friday night, while Sheffield have shown that they're equally as dangerous. Greater position, you've got so much width with 4 fast players, and if you've got pace and the passing accuracy, you've every single chance of scoring. That is brilliant. Gary Wilkinson and Sheffield deserve some credit.
Rob Warrington, the Barlett Young Player of the Year in 2003, went on the tour to New Zealand as well. And Johnny Woodcock with 79 goals in 2006 already. It's a difficult chance for him. Woodcock then from the touchline. This for a 6-0 lead for Sheffield Eagles. Oh, he's just pulled that, so the deficit remains at 4. Sheffield 4, Swinton 0.
Well, you know what, Andy Sewell here, he basically offers Rob Warrington 15 metres chance here. There's your start. Sewell infield by 15 metres. Warrington holds his position, stays just inside the line and waits for the pass. And why he's happy to score there. Great start for Sheffield.
Warrington, just a couple of tries in only 10 appearances last year as well. He's set this grand final on fire. Here is Lee Marsh. Another huge kick taken by Pickering. And that's Howison. Sinfield upstairs, Huff downstairs. Scampering run this time from the Eagles. Good tackle from Wood. Pickering again. Now it's Howison. Marsh, oh, but Howison gets the ball away to Woodcock, and Woodcock almost did the tackle of Moana, who comes back for a second effort. Pickering, signs that Sheffield are trying to up the pace of this game a little bit, and Wayne English again will come over to this near side.
Well, he's learned the lesson, has he, to try and turn and get back into the field of play. They don't want to try and survive another 6 tackles on the line, but they've gone from one end to the other. Sheffield look, Andy, like a side who can clearly score back-to-back tries when they get this first.
And that is the big fear for Swinton. They cannot at this stage of the game afford Sheffield to open up a difference on the scoreboard that it's going to be too difficult to surmount, and they do look tired, and Sheffield are now pushing the kicks and probing and getting to the edge and using the speedsters, so it's a difficult period for Swinton.
Marlon Billy just trying to get away from that danger area. Wood, he's got Parry with him. Gets the offload away as well for Moana. And Moana finds Huff, but they're not making the metres forward before that tackle comes in from Howison, and that's the last one for Swinton Lions.
When you see a team offloading as often as that inside their own 20-metre set line, it's a sign of frustration that Sheffield's defence has contained them there. 20-metre gain in 5 tackles, and Woodcock's looking to get up to the halfway line on the first.
Already then Sheffield just 5 metres short of that halfway line. It's Osler. Good tackle from Marsh. We're going to have to stick these tackles for Swinton Lions. Pickering finds Andy Hay.
Again, the quick play of the ball is a massive feature of Sheffield's game, as it has been all season.
Sobotabua has it now. He gives it away to Jimmy Walker, and Walker just stays in the field of play. Hurst on the bounce. This is Martin Osler trying to put the step on Ian Parry there. This is the last for Sheffield Eagles. Comes to Brown, and Brown's kick. Billy is there, Marlon Billy, but he spilled it, Marlon Billy. It's great. It's Gavin Brown who touches down, and the referee, Peter Taberner, is going to have another look at this via the video referee.
Well, I think there are about 22 knock-ons here.
Yeah, I think we're going to get the choice of quite a few, and the trial will be ruled out. Nothing's ever that certain, but one feels that it was first knock on Marlon Billy, and then Sheffield returned the favour.
Well, are the players onside? That's the first question, I suppose, that they have to address. As the ball goes to the floor and is actually kicked, I would probably say that Walker's offside, and if he gets involved in the tackle within 10 metres, then that should be a penalty to Swinton. He did encroach within 10 metres of Billy before Billy had a chance to take in that ball.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Phil. You picked up on the replay that Walker had overstepped the kicker, and he is the guy who tries to benefit with the ball from Marlon Billy's knock-on.
Gavin Brown waits. The try is denied. It is a penalty to Swinton.
The one thing, though, you see with Sheffield is they do put dangerous kicks in, aren't they? For Wayne English, for Marlon Billy. They're awkward kicks for wingers and fullbacks to have to deal with.
They're a very good side, Phil. They're very well drilled, they're very well rehearsed, and all the halfbacks are capable of that type of kick. But what also is a feature of Sheffield's attacking game, Osler, Andy Hay, Howison, all good offloaders, and then they throw Sobotabua into the mix, and you've got another player. Great feet, great strength, good offloads.
Danny Abu Shakra gets Swinton to within a metre of halfway. This is Chris Morley now. Just on in place of Chris Smith. And Darren Woods has gone over the sideline. Good tackle coming in from Rob Warrington. More pressure applied by Sheffield.
And it's the first time we saw Phil Wood acting as a dangerous attacking threat, really. Most of his work's been in the defence and shifting the ball from the acting halfback position. There's the Swinton chairman, John Kidd. Takes his place in the stand, working very hard to rebuild the Swinton Lions.
And there, his son, Paul Kidd, the coach. He won't be looking too happy about that scoreline, but really have done great work at the Swinton Lions club, father and son. Here now is Sobotabua. Taken down by Parry. Tough, who completes the tackle. Now Brown. Away for Andy Smith. Simfield in action, in defensive action there for Swinton. And then Stringer knocks on. This could be a chance here for Wood. And Phil Wood tries to scamper away from that area.
You can see Sheffield have had the majority of possession, and they've had the majority of that inside their opponent's half. So Swinton have been hanging on for a while, but with a penalty, very often chaining points in matches here. High shot there by Andy Hay on Chris Morley.
Chris Morley looked ready to continue that argument there, Phil, I think.
Do you know what? It might not do Swinton any harm, that. It's fired them up a bit of aggression. It's given them a fantastic position through that kick to touch. And now then, let's see if the Lions can come roaring back.
A great kick and a great position now for Swinton. Here is Andy Saywell. Can't break the tackle though, Stringer. Phil Wood. Turned back by Abu Shakra for Moana. Now it's Huff and Ian Simfield. Good tackle from Brown. This is Chris Huff. Now Ian Parry.
He does that very well, doesn't he? Just skips away from the player in front of him. Can he get the quick play of the ball?
Huff. Now it's Moana. And Moana for Lee Marsh. And Lee Marsh trying to go himself here, Lee Marsh. Just short, he's knocked on as well.
Well, just like the Sheffield's first opportunity to score, he's actually lost the ball, whether it was forced from his arms. Just knocked out there, isn't it? Is it Brendan Lindsay over the top in defence?
Yeah, it looks like Brendan Lindsay, and again, we have to say Swinton look threatening, they look dangerous, so after 30 minutes, or near enough 30 minutes of the game, they're 4-0 down, they've had to work very, very hard, but they're far from out of the game.
Anyone's game at this stage. Gavin Brown, just one try between the sides. Jimmy Walker with a good break there, but can't get through the tackle there of Wayne English. Brown for Sobertabua, taken down by Sinfield. And this is Greg Hurst trying to take some of the work away from his forwards. It's a good run as well from Greg Hurst.
I think he's been impressive, hasn't he? All of his dummy half runs, he's got that 10 metres that the coach looks for the winger to do when he's coming out of trouble. Good strong carry from Hurst again.
I believe that both Warrington and Greg Hurst contribute greatly to Sheffield's goal forward in their own 30.
This is Wayne English, eludes the tackle of Sobertabua, but it's a big hit there from Martin Osler. The fullback will feel that. Now it's Wood. Away this time for Morley. Good tackle from Andy Hay and Mitch Stringer. Marsh. This is Darren Woods. Had Saywell with him. Tackle from Ford. Lee Marsh. Oh, he almost lost it there, Morley. 4 tackles gone. Wood. Moana. This is Ian Parry now, looking for the offload as ever, but it's Andy Smith who wraps himself around that ball and completes the tackle. That's the last for Swinton Lions. And Chris Huff. High kick. This will test Woodcock, but Woodcock jumped and Woodcock claimed.
That is a fantastic catch under pressure, isn't it? Dave Alstad got up almost above him and almost took the ball out of his arms, but there really is a lift now. Since they had the penalty awarded to Chris Morley, they've got some fire in the defence now, starting to hit a bit harder, and maybe after that 30 minutes of hard work, it's their turn now to put the Sheffield side under pressure.
Yeah, and that's the second time from good kicks perpetrated by Chris Huff that we've seen Woodcock stand his ground under pressure and come up with very valuable catches.
Sheffield then in possession, but it's already the last tackle. Just 23 metres made, and Gavin Brown has work to do to put a kick in here. Pressured all the way by Chris Huff, his opposite number. The kick finds the feet, though, of Wayne English, and English scampers back for the Lions.
The Lions have got a chance here of putting some real points on the board here. Taking the ball, first tackle over the halfway line. Marlon Billy now carries infield. Can the teammates support the ball carrier? That's maybe what Swinton need now.
Marlon Billy wants a quick play of the ball. Moana waits, and Martin Moana sets off in the opposite direction through the tackle of Osler. Now it's Wood. Away for Ian Parry. Parry plays the ball. Wood has it. Now Sinfield, well, he actually misses out Sinfield and finds Dave Olstead. Last tackle for Swinton. Back with Chris Huff. Another kick. It's a grubber kick along the ground. Dealt with in the end.
Well, it's a goal line dropout. Sheffield player just threw himself at this. He knew, didn't he? Throws out the leg, kicks it over the dead ball line, and Swinton, well, it's applause all around now because they're sense here with a repeat set. There's a chance that they could go level.
Real captain's intervention there from Andy Smith. He knew the danger there. And Brendan Lindsay usually gets good distance on these dropouts.
Yeah, what's good for Swinton, though, it's for the first time in the half after 30 minutes, we're starting to see them build some pressure upon the Sheffield defence, and maybe they might find areas of fatigue and a little bit of ring rust in what they do.
Ian Parry looking for that. He plays the ball. Wood. This is Sinfield. Ian Sinfield driven into the ground there. That was a good tackle from Andy Smith. This now, Liam McGovern. Hands off to Abu Shakra. 3 tackles gone for Swinton. With McGovern again. Back on the inside for English. All wrapped up though. Andy Smith in there again for his team. Liam McGovern. Delicate chip this time for Andy Saywell. And Andy Saywell, has he got the try for Swinton? The kick from McGovern. And the video ref is called into action again.
It's going to be an interesting one. Again, we're looking at the offside initially. I have the feeling that they are onside and that the try will go ahead.
I think this is a brilliant run from the right wing, Randy Sewell. I do believe he's just onside, but when you watch the line of run that he actually puts, he comes up from out on the right wing, back in field on an arc, and puts himself in a position to knowing where that ball will most likely bounce up. It bounces into his arms, and I think he scored Swinton's first try.
And what a welcome it'll be for them.
Andy Sewell gets his 26th try of 2006, and it's the try that gets Swinton Lions back into this game.
And Andy Sewell's had a fantastic season for Swinton. He's been a feature of their season all year, scored quite a number of tries, and I suppose nobody deserves that more from the effort he's shown so far.
Well, it's a mark of both sides' defence that they're having to kick to try and break through it. You saw Sewell's timing of the run was just perfect. Govern's kick goes through, bounces up kindly for him, and he's there before the two Sheffield players. Can he convert the try?
Liam McGovern, the substitute, with the attempt, he's pulled it. So it remains Sheffield 4, Swinton 4.
It's interesting, Liam McGovern came up with a kick for Sewell's try, and then given the position to come up with a second very vital kick, he's missed the conversion, and that hopefully won't prey too heavily on his mind.
Already got tries home and away against Sheffield this season, Andy Sewell.
Well, every week in Super League we see players coming on and make an impact. Probably not more than James Roby when he comes on for St Helens after about 30 minutes. Does McGovern provide that for Sheffield, for Swinton?
Liam McGovern probably doesn't possess the pace to inject into the game like Roby does, but what he has got is a very calculated mind in terms of how they should play the game. So he'll give them another dimension on the football side.
Ian Parry threw a couple of tackles there, and the Swinton fans in the stadium really heartened by that. Good tackle from Stringer alongside Pickering there for Sheffield. McGovern. Now Sinfield. Can Swinton build on that try? Just under 6 minutes to the break. McGovern. And Parry. What a boost for Paul Kidd and the Swinton Lions if they could be ahead, having weathered the Sheffield storm.
Well, they did. They saw off that tough opening 20 minutes that the Eagles put them under pressure. And all of a sudden, well, when you put 4 points on the board, there's usually a bit of enthusiasm in the chase on the back of it.
Kick sends Rob Warrington scuttling back, and the chase is good, but he's got through a couple of tackles there, and it's Darren Wood who eventually claws him to the ground. Woodcock. Johnny Woodcock, no support, so he's going himself. Still going, Johnny Woodcock.
Just little runs like that expend so much energy for the defensive side.
And the marker's not square at that play of the ball. So another penalty against Paul Kidd's side.
The penalty actually was taken from not where it occurred, but he's just found touch. And now Sheffield coming up to this 4 minutes from half-time.
Pickering. Not the best pass for Lindsay, had to reach for that. This is Stringer. Central position. Pickering waits. This is Martin Osler now. And Osler deep into that Swinton danger area. Pickering. Brown. Short pass for Sovatabua, and Sovatabua comes back this way towards Martin Osler. This now is Johnny Woodcock. Loses his footing there, but Marsh gets the tackle in. Camped under the post now, Gary Wilkinson's side. Pickering. Short pass for Sovatabua, trying to use his strength. Can Swinton hold out? Sovatabua yet to play the ball. Pickering. He gives it to Brown, back on the inside for Lindsay, and Brendan Lindsay will score for Sheffield. Brendan Lindsay puts the Eagles back into the lead. Just a minute after Swinton score, Sheffield reclaim the advantage.
Well, as the game wears on, it's inevitably the middle defenders who tend to tire more, and as we approach half-time, Sheffield have exploited that. They did it so well, didn't they, there? You could just see that Swinton's defensive line did remarkably well to hold out Savataboa, but they didn't have much left in them. Gavin Brown's pass back on the inside is fantastic. He bounces out of Parry's tackle, and Lindsay gets over close to the post after some great work downfield. The penalty was the killer, really, on the back of some quick play the balls, and they've sensed an opportunity and put 6 points on Hampshire here now. You can just tell here, from within their own half, 3 quick play the balls made Swinton concede that penalty, and then 3 more, and on the 4th one they're crashing over. Good close range try just before half-time.
It's difficult at that point when you've given away the penalty to regroup, and Swinton did a good job up to a point, but then the pairing, Gavin Brown and Lindsay, combined, and the try was a simple one, but showed good understanding.
This kick should be a formality for Johnny Woodcock. It's his first success of the match. So Sheffield ahead by 10 points to 4. Woodcock with the conversion, but Lindsay, the only Sheffield Eagles representative in the National League 2 Dream Team, announced on Tuesday evening. Swinton with 2. Marlon Billy and Martin Moana for the Lions. But Brendan Lindsay showing the form there that's encouraged the selectors to select him at standoff.
And the one thing Swinton can't afford now is to concede a back-to-back try. With Mitchell Stringer bouncing downfield, they've every chance. It's the speed of the play of the ball that have made Sheffield dangerous in this match. And as Andy Kelly pointed out, it's been one of the successes to their season.
It has, and they've done it ever so well. What they do is they push through real hard then when they get the quick play of the ball. The result is either midfield breaks, second phase football, or they do get the penalties.
Osler has it for Sheffield. Pickering. Now Lindsay, the latest try scorer, sends Andy Saywell back towards his own line, but Saywell got possession easily enough, but can't break that line, and it's been stolen by Woodcock, and Johnny Woodcock goes in under the posts. Johnny Woodcock with the steal. Look what it means to Gary Wilkinson.
Andy Saywell looks bemused, looks at the referee. There was some forlorn hope there that there may be an infringement, but there isn't, just astute play.
Great thinking from Johnny Woodcock, and a crucial try in the last minute of the first half.
They scored a try of similar fashion against the Celtic Crusaders to put them in this position, and again they've said put the kick deep and just puts this guy under some pressure when he turns the ball. Don't make it easy for him. Woodcock's quick thinking, none of the other defenders get involved, so it's a legitimate one-on-one steal, and that's another 6 points just before half-time. Saywell needed better ball security, didn't have it, looks up in absolute disgust with himself. Woodcock knows that is a massive play, just as the hooter's about to sound. One-on-one steal, none better than him today on it, and he comes up with the try.
And it'll be Woodcock to convert his own try. Again, it's right in front of the posts. This for a 16-4 lead. And Sheffield Eagles are ahead by 12 points as the hooter goes. Terrible mistake, really, from Saywell, and Paul Kidd has work to do at half-time. That try from Johnny Woodcock just a minute ago, giving Sheffield the advantage. And at the break, it's Sheffield Eagles 16, Swinton Lions 4.
Well,